A couple of our viewers brought this tip to my attention. If you're thinking about retiring, planning on retiring, or already in retirement, and you're on Social Security, whether you have little savings or a lot, this tip is going to be helpful. So stay tuned for the full episode. Thank you for watching. This is Richard with Wisdom Investor. When we start to look into retirement planning, preparing for retirement, typically we hear a lot of information about how much money we need to save. Have we saved enough? Do we need to save more? However, the other side of this is the expenses. Once we get off the payroll, typically our income is going to be less than it was during the working days. So we have to get the expenses under control. So I want to share a couple of tips that a couple of our viewers shared with me. Here's tip number one. I log everything into Quicken so I know exactly what my expenses are from the last 5 years. I started this to answer the question about retirement. Here's the second tip. I'm a big believer in tracking everything on Quicken. I can hit a button and see all spending, etc. Also, the retirement planning feature is helpful too. I've been using it over a decade. Now, we're not selling Quicken software, although you can see by these 2 comments, it's extremely good software to use. You can just track your expenses on a notepad. It's that simple. It's very important to start tracking your expenses in the pre-retirement years so that when you do retire, you know how much money you're going to need. You can start making adjustments prior to retirement. Your expenses will dictate how much money you need to save for retirement. So you've got to get that number down first before you're going to know how much money you need to save. Basically, 3 different categories of expenses here. One is essential, that you have rent, food, utilities, etc. Discretionary expenses, and then one-time expenses. Maybe you have a house, you're going to have to paint it, or you're going to have to repair the roof. So my best tip here today is get a handle on your expenses if you're in pre-retirement or even if you're in retirement. It's going to make your retirement life that much easier. So thanks for watching. If you have any comments, leave a comment. Stay tuned for the future updates.